Ben, it's a defeat this afternoon in the Yorkshire Cup. Result aside, though, you're probably fairly happy with some of your side's performance today.
Yeah, we know we saw this as an opportunity to sort of rotate the squad and give a few guys who've been playing well for the seconds and for the Colts an opportunity for them to get in the shop window. We were right in it till half time. We were sort of hoping the win would play a bit more of a factor in the second half, but I think overall our sort of physicality dropped off a little bit in the second half. And York are a good team. They're the league above us, so they've been hurting from a few of their fixtures, so they'll probably use this as a bit of momentum for them to kick on in their league. Whereas for us, we saw it as an opportunity to rest some of the guys who have probably got a long season ahead of them, and obviously give some fresh faces a chance to show everyone what they've got.
Scoreboard aside, which probably does flatter a little bit because of how close the game was. For 60 minutes, you've matched a side that are in the league above with, as you say, a fairly young and depleted team.
Yeah, and hopefully that'll give the lads who got the opportunity a lot of confidence. And we said building up to the game, we haven't put out our team here to lose. We had complete faith that team could do a job. Tommy Makin getting his nose broken in the first 4 or 5 minutes isn't great because he's one of our more physical guys and probably a more mature head in the squad. But the guys who took over the mantle did a fairly good job. And obviously it was a day for occasions as well with Raddy and Tom Harrison getting their 200th and 300th games. So great tip of the cap to those guys. I thought Tom Harrison had a great game as well, playing at 12 out of position, and obviously Raddy's been at the club forever and always plays well in the shirt.
Quite surreal, really, that you've got those two making their 203rd appearance, and then you've got lads who are stepping up to some senior rugby and first team rugby for the first time. I mean, some of the players out there that you've picked today did not disgrace themselves at all. Yeah,
no, I was really impressed with Archie on the wing. He did a good job for us last week as well, and he's definitely one to keep an eye on, and I think he'll grow in confidence. Same with Will Harding at 15. I thought he put in a really solid performance and was that extra link and played as a second receiver pretty well. And I think those guys hopefully will have a long and illustrious career here at Scarborough.
I know obviously the defeat is disappointing and you'd have liked to have had a bit of a cup run, but that now opens up a few rest weekends, doesn't it, across the season? And as you've talked about, the league is the most important thing. It's now full focus on one thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and that was the conversation we had after the game. Obviously, it's disappointing to lose, and obviously we want to win everything we challenge for. It would have been nice to have a cup run and get some silverware, but our main focus this year is definitely the league. Hence why we rested a few guys that are a little bit sore or nursing a few niggles. So it's good to get them some rest. And like you say, it's always a double-edged sword with the cup. Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants to go and have a cup run and play for some silverware. But at the same time, you're better to go out early than late and then use these rest weeks to rest up the boys who are a little bit bruised and battered.
Final two from me. Have you got a few selection headaches ahead of next weekend? Because some that have played today have probably staked a decent claim.
Yeah, definitely, and that's it's a good problem to have. It's always disappointing for the guys who miss out, but it's always a tough conversation for me to make those phone calls when they're right on the edge and say, listen, we've not gone with you this week. But at the same time, it's great for the squad. It means that we don't just have 15, 16 guys in the squad. We've got a squad of sort of 23, 24 guys who are knocking on the door. And if we get injuries, which we will, because it's a long season, that there's guys rating in the midst for their chance and opportunity to sort of put on the shirt.
Your first taste of Ladies' Day next weekend with Morley coming to Silveroyd, an opportunity to make it 4 from 4 to bounce back from the defeat this afternoon, and again send another statement out to a side that are going to be coming here and fancy their chances of potentially causing an upset.
Yeah, and it's the beauty of playing rugby, and obviously hurting from one loss, but it's a short week turnaround, and we've got a home game, like you said, against Morley, who are going to be up for it, and we get to right a few wrongs. Obviously the headache of losing only lasts with you for 6-7 days, but we'll have a good training session on Tuesday and Thursday, gear up. The boys will be chomping at the bit. I'm sure they'll be refreshed and ready to roll.